Hello, friends and neighbors. Swaggy Man Piper 1926 here on a semi-chilly, soggy, horrible Monday evening. Smoking a cob. I'm not sure what. I guess that'd be a glass cover. I don't know. Smoking a cob. Using my 24 company Christmas slider. Providing I can get it lit, trying out something new. Smoking some of the Country Squire Kings Highway. That's right. Kings Highway from Country Square. I looked it up. I looked at their blends, because I was thinking, maybe trying some of that cowboy coffee. It sounded good. This caught my eye. Actually, yeah, the blend, as I looked at the blend, it's Virginian Kentucky. Not dark fire Kentucky, but Kentucky. And looked at the tasting notes, what it's supposed to be. Supposed to get a little bit of citrus. I don't remember them all, I'm sorry. I am going to do my thoughts or whatever I'm going to call it. It's not a review. I don't do reviews, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do that later. See what the boys there say, because I'm curious about the room note, because this is not topped, and you do get a little bit of actual tobacco flavors, but it still comes off as a kind of a sweet, mild blend. It's pleasant, especially for not being topped. See what they say about it. Because of course it doesn't matter, because I can't keep it lit because I'm talking. So how is everybody? Doing well, I hope. Hopefully your Monday has been much better than mine. Because right off the bat, it was the equivalent hard in the punch bowl. And throughout the day, it really hadn't gotten much better. And tomorrow ain't looking that hot either. I mean, there were things happened today. It just wasn't great. Not so much the job, but just, the job didn't help. Anyway. But my yeah. So apparently I live under a rock, and that's fine because I like it there. Nice and cozy. No one really bothers me, typically. But I did not know what a big deal the whole Stanley Cup is now. You know, the old green thermos that your dad carried if you worked a typically trade or anything like that, or even if you didn't, had to drive around, what have you. You know what I'm talking about. And I say all this because the little thermos that I typically carry, it's worn out. It really doesn't keep stuff hot anymore. In this kind of weather, if I want to drink hot coffee, then I've basically got to start drinking on it 30 minutes into after I pour it in the cup. And then I have to take the lid off because the lid's busted. The little thing doesn't work, so I can't just sip on it and go. So I was talking to my wife, and I was like, man, I'm thinking about getting me a new thermos, and I'd kind of like to get a Stanley, because that's been a tried and true brand for decades, right? And she just kind of looked at me. She said, "Really? You want a Stanley?" And I'm like, "Yeah. What's wrong with that?" And then she pulled up the stuff on it now. The big 32 ounce. I think it's pink. I think that's right. The color that's making a big deal or whatever. She said, now, kudos, or, she's happy that Stanley's getting some recognition because, like I said, they've been around for over 100 years, basically taking care of the working man, as it were. So kudos for them for getting a little bit of, recognition and what she refers to as the basic white girl money. And I said, well, she said, and I'm going to get you one. I said, I don't want no cup. She said, oh no, I'll get you a thermos. Because originally, I was looking at one of the medium-sized thermoses. I think it's like a quart. Still has a little stopper in it, little cup on top. I was thinking one of those, but I'd also explained to her that I'm having to take the lid off the one I got, and this and that and the other. And she's like, well, if you have to take the lid off and pour it out of a cup, pour it into another cup, that's not exactly conducive driving. Fair enough. So, she said, "Oh, but I'm going to get you." But from here on out, anytime you talk about it, I'm just gonna refer to you as a basic white girl. So there you go. I'm officially now a basic white girl. And I didn't even know it. Poured that in there about 9:30 this morning, and still around 5 o'clock there was still a little steam coming off of it. So yeah, it's still a good product. I'm gonna have to look up what actually Kentucky, like what kind of flavor, because it's just generally sweet. Not bad, not topped. It doesn't sting my tongue like your typical aromatic blends. Flavors that I thought I was going to get. Because when I read Kentucky, I was thinking in my head, you know, like a dark fire kind of thing. And I could have sworn that I have watched or someone's trying this out, kind of a review or something like that, and I've looked and I cannot find it. I could have swore Paladin did one, and I've checked. I can't seem to find it. Now, you know, I very well could have overlooked it, but so I don't know. Fight me like this, trying to keep it lit. But then again, I don't talk this much when I'm smoking my pipe. Incidentally, the description of the actual blend, like, you know, the little story tacked onto it, that's what got me. That's what brought me into trying this out. Yeah, I like history. I'm a history nut, or a constant student of history. And the way they wrote this out, it was just, I couldn't not try it. So, and I've been trying different pipes to see if I can get different flavors. different times of the day, and it's good. It's pleasant. It's not strong, but it's still good. Well, folks, it's over 15 minutes. Wow, talked about nothing. You folks take care out there, and remember, kindness costs us nothing.